Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Around the Clock. Today, I'm going to be giving you a status update on my 997 C4S. Welcome to Around the Clock. My name is John, and my personal goal is to own, experience, and modify as many unique cars as possible. Alright guys, once again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Around the Clock. For those who are new to the channel, my name is John, and my personal goal is to own, experience, and modify as many unique cars as possible. I know it's been a little while since I've put out a video. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but I just kind of wanted to fill you in and kind of let you know where we're at with the cars and what the next steps are. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Alright, so from the last video, we had installed a couple things on the car. I think I had some things painted, and we did the install, which was the front lip. We did the OEM GT2 side skirts or rocker panels that we had color matched. And I also had these eyelids that kind of went around these headlights. So to kind of fill you in as to kind of some of the changes that I've made. So we can start here with the headlights. So in the last video, I had installed these. They were carbon fiber material eyelids that sat over the headlight, and it would cover up the silver trim around it to kind of black it out. I had the carbon color match to the car, but fitment on the ring wasn't really perfect, and I also didn't like how it was raised. So I ended up removing the rings, and then I took it to a local shop, Precision Window Tint and Wraps in Annapolis, Maryland, and they ended up wrapping the whole headlight in PPF. And then he ended up doing the outer silver part in just a gloss black vinyl. And I think that looks so much cleaner and better. Another one of the things that I've kind of gone through since the last video is the front lip. So for those who didn't watch the last video, when I first got this car, it had an OEM or Aero front lip, I guess you could say, on it. And I immediately bought a brand new spare just because I've owned these cars before, and I know that those front lips can get scraped up pretty easily, and I know I don't like the way it looks without it. So I bought another one right away, and as soon as it came in, I had both of them taken into paint. And within the first 3 weeks of owning this car, leaving somebody's driveway, I destroyed the front lip. It got really scraped up. So thankfully, I was able to just throw this one back on, and it's fine. And now the other one's already been repaired and repainted, and I have another spare kind of just ready to go. Another one of the changes that I made are wrapping these smoked LED daytime running light fog lights in yellow vinyl. So when I first got this car, I wrapped the OEM fog lights turn signals in the yellow vinyl, and then I got these smoked LED daytime running light fog lights. So I really did like the yellow look, so I ended up wrapping these just to kind of flow with the gold hardware that is on these Workmeister wheels. So personally, I think that looks great, and it looks a lot cleaner. Now coming around here to the side markers, normally I believe I had the Morimoto smoked ones, and they're cool and everything, but they're not sequential. So I ended up finding this pair online, and it's a really, really dark smoked. And what I like about it is during the daytime, it just blends in with the black paint. However, the light quality is very bright, and it still lights up amber like the rest of the lighting around the car. And just to show you, they are sequential, so I'll hit the unlock button, and then, oh, that's the lock button. It's the unlock button. So I did make that change. Also, coming around here, I did 20% window tint all the way around except for the windshield. Did not want to tint the windshield on this one, but I was going back and forth on tinting it. But I will say that, you know, my kids ride in the car, things like that. But if I didn't use the back seats and I had a cage or something, I would probably just leave it exposed. So this way people can see the cage and, you know, it just looks cleaner. But other than that, I think that's really kind of all the changes that I've made with it. And right now, honestly, I can say this is where... this is how the car is going to sit. I have no further plans for it. Personally, I think it looks great as it is. And, you know, there's not anything I really want to change. Now, with all that being said, I am very sad to say that someone has actually bought this car. So yesterday, I did receive a deposit for it. For those who are new to the channel, like, you know, as I mentioned, I like to experience different stuff. And more than just experiencing cars, I really like the aesthetic modding process. Like, I love to, you know, come up with a vision of something and put it out there, something that hasn't really been done before. Now, with this specific car, I can't take full credit. You know, the previous owner, Chavez Performance, they did a lot of the aesthetics on this car. So when I got it, a lot of it was already done. The aero front, the wheels, the, you know, GT3RS rear and the deck lid and everything like that. I just kind of added, you know, my small touches to it. And that's actually what appealed to me the most, was that I loved everything that was already there. So it's less that I have to do to kind of get it to where I want it to be. However, anytime I get a car to a point where there's nothing left to change, I'll usually put it out there with the intention to keep it and enjoy it until the right offer comes along. And, you know, a gentleman had reached out to me and had mentioned that I guess his father used to have a 997 C4S, and unfortunately he had passed away, and you know, his father's wife ended up selling the car. So, you know, this type of car, I guess, has, you know, sentimental meaning and value to him. He also likes to modify his cars. He has some pretty cool other cars in his collection. He's just going to be adding this one as, you know, kind of something that he can take to Cars and Coffee, but also drive to work on nice days, you know, things like that. So that is kind of where I'm at with the car. So today what I'm going to be doing is just kind of getting it ready for him, right? I've already kind of emptied my things out of the car, but we're going to go ahead and give it a nice hand wash, give it a vacuum, and you know, just kind of button up a couple things so it's ready for transportation to pick it up, which should be getting it, I think, within maybe by early to mid next week. Positive side of it is that, you know, you get to see something new, something different. And as much as I absolutely love this car, and I can honestly say that it's the best all-around car that I've ever owned, I'm very excited for the next one, as to me, it's kind of a unique and uncommon platform for people to modify. And the plans that I have for it, it's not something that's really been done before, so I'm super excited for that. But let's go ahead and start the preparation process of this car. I'd say we'll go ahead and start with just giving it a vacuum, and then from there we'll jump into a hand wash. So here she is after a nice hand wash. This thing cleans up extremely well. Really like this car. I mean, I think this is the best car that I've owned to date. Just all around car, not just the style, not just the performance, not just the handling. It's the usability. You know, it has back seats. I'm short, my kids are small, it works. Working on the car is super easy. You know, removing the taillights is as simple as removing a Phillips head screw. The headlights are as easy as putting a tool into a area. You turn it, the whole headlight housing slides out. And they're solid cars. I mean, what more could you want in a car? To me, that is what makes these cars just awesome all-around cars. And I tell people all the time, you know, buying the car, that's half the battle. Maintaining it, keeping it on the road, and working on it, things like that, that's the other half. All right, everyone, it's the next day, and thankfully we did a hand wash yesterday because it's kind of nasty out. It's raining today. It's supposed to be raining for the next 4 days in my area, but at least it's nice and clean and tucked away in the garage until transportation comes to pick it up. Sometime, I'd say early to mid next week. But the last thing that I wanted to do to this car to get it ready for the new owner is swap out the cable for the radio. So currently I'm using an iPhone 14 Pro Max, which uses a lightning cable. The newer iPhone 15s use a USB-C. No, it doesn't seem like a big deal to really swap out cables. For those who aren't familiar with how I wired this car, I pretty much tucked all the wires away behind the radio so they're hidden, and put a small hole in the little storage compartment below the climate controls just to have a really nice clean setup, like wires not hanging around everywhere, out of the way and clean and subtle. So let's go ahead and throw this in, and then the car will be ready for the new owner. Alright, the cable is installed. Now there is a USB-C that can be used with the new owner's new iPhone 15. And what I love about ProClip USA, not only, you know, this bracket and this holder and everything, but they even have something as small as this. And what that does, it basically just keeps it in place. So this way it's not moving around too much. And whenever you're not using it, you can just pretty much push this, you know, back and just kind of have it out of the way, right? Like, I think that's nice and clean, but it is there, you know, whenever you want to use it. So, nice little mod, but that is pretty much it. That's the last thing to do to the car, and now it's pretty much just ready for transportation. Once I get the remaining balance for the car, it'll be good to go. So, all right, everyone, that's pretty much the video for today. I am super bummed out that this car is going to be leaving me. However, with my personal goal and wanting to experience other cars, it's just what I have to do until I experience them all. And maybe at that point, you know, I can finally settle down and keep a 997. But that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the content. If you want to follow me on my journey of owning, experiencing, and modifying other cars, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.